Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name is Jared Weathers, and this is A Life in Times. A new episode, actually. Today we're going to be doing my first basketball player for this series. Very interesting stuff. I'm trying to get more into more. It's harder for other sports, especially for like baseball and stuff, because a lot of people who get drafted go to AAA, AA teams, or you go to like in hockey, you go to lower league teams, and you play there until they feel like you're ready. So it's hard to be a draft bust in those two specifically. Um, I don't think soccer has a draft. Uh, so they're probably not going to be. I think I found a couple that were bad, but like I said, I don't think they were really drafted like the NFL or the NBA. But the NBA, NFL, they don't have lower leagues to play in. First, you get drafted to that team if you fall off. The UFL's there, the Arena Football League's there, the European Football League's there. Japan even has a league, stuff like that. So there's different things like that, but no specific AAA, AA, lower league sort of stuff for NFL. So NFL, NBA probably going to be the only ones. I think MLB does have a couple, but not as much. Obviously, the NFL's the biggest one because it's the biggest sport in the country. So that's why I do a lot of NFL people, a lot of football people, but NBA has a few as well. So this is the first one. So this is going to be my first NBA player on this series. Very happy about that. Let's get into the life and times of Chris Washburn. Christopher Scott Washburn was born on May 13th, 1965 in Hickory, North Carolina. Not a whole lot of his early life and growing up. We do know he went to Hickory High, Fork Union Military Academy in Fork Union, Virginia, and the Laurinburg Institute in Laurinburg, North Carolina. Washburn, being a 6'1 center, was a top recruit in high school and decided to stay in state, signing with NC State. He was a part of a great recruiting class, which included Spud Webb. According to Washburn, his coaches told him his SAT scores didn't matter since he was already accepted, so he said he just marked down whatever and it took him less than half an hour. He stole a stereo and got sentenced to 46 hours in jail and a 5-year suspended sentence. During the trial, the Wake County DA showed his 400 out of 1600 SAT score. Bob Gibbons, a recruiting analyst, said Washburn was not as good as his reputation had him believe. In a full season, Washburn averaged 17.5 points a game and even scored 26 points in a game against the Tar Heels. Peter Goldenbach wrote a book called Personal Fouls in which he states that Washburn was one of the many players that ended NC State's basketball coach Jim Valvino's career in 1990. Simon & Schuster were set to publish it, however, his book was filled with errors and was published by Pocket Books instead. In January of 1989, Richard Loeffler claimed Washburn's grades were altered to be able to play, although no one could verify his claims. Washburn declared for the 1986 NBA draft and was drafted by the Golden State Warriors in the first round, pick 3. The Warriors, trying to help Washburn, brought in center Joe Barry Carroll, but this did not help. Washburn developed tendonitis, and while taking anti-inflammatories, he developed a kidney infection. On January 28, 1987, Washburn checked into a drug rehab in Van Nuys, California, after admitting to a cocaine addiction. He returned to Golden State in March, but was still ineffective. Washburn played 1.5 seasons with the Warriors and a half season with the Hawks. In June of 1989, Washburn received a lifetime ban from the NBA after failing 3 drug tests. In 2005, Sports Illustrated compiled a list of the biggest busts and named him the second biggest bust in the entire NBA. After the ban from the NBA, Washburn played for the Tulsa Fastbreakers, Miami Tropics, Westchester Stallions, and Miami Tropics again. He also played in Switzerland, Argentina, Puerto Rico, Spain, Colombia, and Greece. Thank you everybody for watching. That was my first basketball buzz. Tell me who you want to see next. If you like that video, hit like, hit the subscribe button for more of the life and times of Draft Buzz, and I will see you Thursday.